Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, coming at you live, rupturing your eardrums since 2015 with another Shoutcast, rupturing your eardrums like a toddler, or like 3 screaming toddlers to be precise, which is exactly what happened half an hour ago. But everything has calmed down a little bit, so it's time to shout in a cast. This is going to be another RAGL cast after the brief intermission last week, the brief interlude that was the Shadow Paradise cast. Well, there's going to be more of that. But for now, we are going to be back with a matchup that is highly anticipated by me at least. It is going to be Unano versus Upps. Those two players, you know, Unano, a very stable force, I would have to say. And Upps, very much in the unstable matter of OpenRA, even though recently he hasn't found too much success with his Wildcard playstyle, at least in the matches that I casted, but there is plenty of those to come. So hopefully there's going to be some more, some more trickle-down effect of his crazy, wacky antics. Let's see what type of antics he's going to be up to. He's already opened up, I've seen in production queue, with a fake power plant, so there's that. That is our wild play for the cast. Brief. I have seen comments by people yet again commenting on my double face cam. This is not visible right now. I'm recording with my overlay and I can see my overlay, and weirdly the face cam isn't doubled right now. I don't know what's causing this and I don't know how to fix it, so yeah, rip. Upps with a opening with a medic and also playing as France. Unano playing as the Brits as per usual. I see him play the Brits a lot. And he's going for a War Factory. Unano does not have anything in the build queue. Yo! What's going on here? Is that a crazy all-in, or is that just a really bad oversight? Oh my goodness. He is 20 seconds behind on the War Factory timing. Unano, that is just a rookie mistake. This is not something you usually recover from. Oof. That is so rough. 20 seconds being shaved off your build timing for literally no gain. I thought that was a crazy all-in or something. No. The MCV is still firmly rooted in its main base, and he is just super far behind now. And not a single shot had been fired prior to that yet. He does have the infantry superiority for the time being, but there's going to be a ranger out for Upps, and that one is going to come in handy. Just seeing the push. Oh, this is so risky. If you cross the ford and the bridge here, your units are going to split up. And this is sometimes going to result in some... Sometimes can result in some really, really bad angles for your infantry. Goose stepping away here. Also, obviously, he does not have the light vehicle just yet. He's going for a light tank. Okay, so he needs to make this work. He needs to get a little bit of pressure going. And immediately following up with the harvester. But obviously, there's going to be a huge disparity here. And double light vehicle for Upps. I really like this idea. He's also got the infantry superiority, so he can see everything. He knows where the enemy units are. Unano, on the other hand, has no clue whatsoever. Oh my goodness, this is a free-firing range. Oh, Ranger goes down though. Let's see, now it all comes down to the connections, and the connections are superior. However, Unano's still emerging victorious. That was kind of crazy. Despite that super amazing crush, the light tank, I feel like most of the rifle infantry were firing on the tank, so Upps lost this early engagement because he didn't have the anti-tank DPS. So I guess the delayed light tank did pay off big dividends for Unano. That was not something I would have had on my bingo card for 2024. 2025, that is. What up with the comment tab? Yeah, Unano is super ahead now. Wow, what a way to come back into the game. He still is behind the MCV timing, I presume? No! That is Upps going for an extra harvester, so after all that's said and done, Econ is a little better for Upps, but he is behind on the MCV timing. I can scarcely believe it. He's now 25 seconds even ahead. Unano, that is. Building his first medium already. That was just a wild oversight by him, and the way that he didn't get punished, or the fact that he didn't get punished, is just absolutely crazy to me. A little bit of action going on here. Okay, rifle infantry versus light tank, the battle of the ages. Man, just imagine having a tank fire at you and it's just sitting there, just tanking it for days, being like, what of it? I'm gonna shoot you with my gun. Shooting a tank as infantry, that's kind of a ballsy move. The army count should now be, yep, firmly in Unano's favor. As is the combat tab, and there is the first medium tank out as well. Just cleaning out a couple scouts. Good scouting prowess though. Upps generally a really good scouter. And he has already deployed his macro refinery. Unano on the other hand is playing it a bit more conservatively. He is just popping down the Conyard and letting it sit there, rather than taking a third immediately. Okay, light tank goes to kill the oil derrick and gets to live to tell the tale. Okay, a little push out with the MCV, but a counter MCV being reinforced here. This is an all-out push. Yikes. Okay, pillbox versus pillbox. It all comes down to the connections. I feel like the front lines are going to be pretty good for Unano though. Yep. I think Unano is going to be taking this engagement if he doesn't run into the pillbox willy-nilly. Yep. That is Upps already sounding the retreat. Really good tug of war. Really controlled play. Oh, he's losing a couple of rockets here. That's not the best. Pillboxes, by the way, have crazy area of effect damage. Yeah, that is some good micro here. Some really good micro from Upps singling out the rocket soldiers. But the medium tanks can now go to town. They can kill those pillboxes pretty much for free if the infantry is in the vicinity. Which they are. Man. That is a tight tug of war. Turret coming out now as well. Just putting some pressure onto the barracks. Yeah. Unano needs to find another production point. This barracks is not working out for him. This is just losing him money, straight up. Okay, do we have anything else in store? There's a turret coming up for Unano now. I don't know if I like that choice. In comes the flank. Okay, now the MCV from Unano gets pushed back. But he does have a backup army. Tank superiority right now is with Upps. Upps has killed the refinery already. Okay, this is gonna get so dicey. Maybe he could send the harvester, pull it. Okay, but the infantry corps is depleted for Upps, who now has to sound the retreat because there is literally no infantry DPS left. It's only tanks, and tanks are not good in direct combat here. Not against the mass infantry that is being brought to the table. Whew. After all that's said and done. Trade-off of armies. And Upps is now ahead in the kill count. What about the assets though? Yeah, Upps a little ahead as well. Nothing you couldn't come back from though. Unano has lost his refinery. That is probably the biggest outcome of this, or the biggest side effect, I guess, of this push. Because that harvester is going on a long distance mining mission rather than doing anything useful as of now. He also has teched, but no production for the time being. Oh, there's the first helicopter being produced right now. Okay, being the first to tech in a match like this is big. Oh, I love this map. Look at the ruined temple. Little flank here. Finding its way to the back lines as well. And in goes the cavalry, but they are getting tangled up real bad. That is the entire front line just dead. Dead on arrival. Oh, you're fighting into triple pillbox though. That is gonna be a lot of damage sustained from the infantry ball here as well. Helicopter has been real. Oh no. This is gonna come out and immediately die. Also the econ appears to be stalling. Yep. What about the flank? Has not yet been spotted. Okay, yeah, so he's gonna... Oh! You should just press the S key. Press the S key, immediately kill all the... kill the helicopter in one volley. That would have been the way to go. Radar dome also in a very exposed position, but in come the artilleries. They need to connect, and they need to connect really, really well now. They're firing on the tanks for the time being. Not the best choice. Okay. Yeah. And the tanks are making minced meat out of the artilleries on scrap metal. There's nothing much left here. Black Hawk is now empty. And down it goes. Probably commit for the Raider though, and then get the tanks out is the best play at this stage of the game. Yep. Thank you, good sir. He's trying to get some crushes in. That's really difficult on the pads sometimes. When you're fighting on refinery pads, the pathing just gets all wonky. He shouldn't have sacrificed those tanks. I don't know what he was hoping for here. He was hoping to achieve something. Didn't come into fruition. Okay, the flank is in position though. And this is the potential for a lot of damage being done. Econ-wise and map control-wise, Upps has a really, really good solid foothold on the map. But his income isn't too great. What about the army? Even. Production lines. There is just... Oh, wait. He does have access to another helipad somewhere. Oh, he built the second one. Beautiful. That MCV, a bit ballsy. Taking a lot of damage from the pillbox, but it's fine. Can just redeploy. Reroute. And now there's going to be a push onto the most juicy expansion of Unano. Yeah, Unano needs to make something happen with the counter-aggression. He was not prepared for Upps going for the north. Not even the slightest. So I don't know. Does he have a shot at taking this game still? It feels like it's slipping out of his hands. Counter push coming in. How much damage can he inflict here? That is the big question. Apparently a lot. An absolute metric fuck ton. Nice. Okay, that denies the econ. He should now go up north and clean house with this push. On the other side, he has defended relatively well, so Unano actually in an okay spot despite being pushed on two fronts. He defended quite well for the time being. Infantry just trickling in rather than doing a concerted push. No commitment here. But with the medium tank, this should eventually be dealt with. And on the other side, we do still have a strong push from Unano. I feel like he's emerging. Okay, he's emerging victorious on all fronts, so the multi-prong did go his way. 2 harvesters already being slaughtered. Third harvester under duress, but does crucially escape, and GG is called. Okay, Unano, after just botching his build completely, being behind 20 seconds, finds purchase in the game, finds a foothold off the back of his light tank, and that was the way into a comeback. So, really well played. Unano 1-0 up for the time being. We're going to be back with game number 2. See you in a sec.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Game number 2, we are on Slight Miscalculation, one of my favorite map names at least. I still don't know what the story behind that one is, but it feels like either it pertains or refers to the guy in the windmill who has set up his windmill in the mill next to all those explosive barrels and the oil derricks, or maybe it does refer to the map maker, you know, a bit of a meta commentary on the map being slightly uneven. I don't know. I would love to find out. Anyway, this is the map with those long flanking bridges, and I have never seen them utilized all that much because, yeah, pathing can be really wonky around those. It's even worse in Tiberian Dawn, because in Tiberian Dawn, those are only 1 cell wide, so you can send your units across one at a time, and that is just not fun gameplay. And the pathing algorithm isn't good enough to make up for it. Unano as Germany this time around. I would love to see chrono tanks, but it's RHEL, so it's probably going to end in 3 minutes anyway. You know, the concerted push is just the meta, which is the way it is. But there's also, you know, the odd tech match here and there, which makes them all the sweeter. Okay, first purchase in the game being found by Unano. Rifles stutter stepping forward. You don't want to fight into the fog of war like this. It is such a game of inches all the time. I think it's only 1 rifle kill, right? No, 2. so not too bad for him. And yeah, I think that was also because the engineer was earlier for Upps. He did rush the engineer, I believe. Started stepping with 5 at a time, those 5-man squads. That's really important because those can then just have concentrated firepower. Oh, force fire coming out. Medic being sacked. Oh, he had him in the control group. The battle lines are being drawn in the sand. Oh, that was bad by Upps. Oh no. That was a big mistake. So now he needs to have a comeback play. 900 down the drain already for absolutely nothing. Oh, it ain't looking good. Unano, however, has once more just fucked up his build. Look at that. Again, 15 second discrepancy. Why? Did he go for an extra power plant? Yes, he did. Okay. That explains most of it, but not all of it, because a power plant, I believe takes 9 seconds to build. And now the infantry ball is rolling for Unano. Upps needs to make something work with his first vehicle. Maybe going for a double vehicle play wouldn't be the worst. Going for a ranger first, I like that. Just the safety, the line of sight. The light tank is more of a gamble because it can sometimes just not connect and fail horribly. Out comes the ranger, immediately being sent to the front lines. There we go. I love how you have to play so aggressively with those vehicles. Oh, by the way, the derricks still haven't been captured. It looks like Unano has not actually... Oh god. The healing battle... Okay, he killed one medic. Appears like Unano has not actually invested into an engineer. Or has he? Oh, he has. Never mind. There we go. Now his counter ranger is out, and econ scaling is commencing. Very little infantry though for Upps. I don't know, has he forgotten to build any? What about the basics? Production? I don't know, what are you doing? Unano is now stalling his production himself. He has gone up to a service depot. And the timings have somewhat been neutralized. So both players now on a service depot. Yep. Alright, what do we have here? More barracks being added on. The econ should be relatively even, yeah. 5 and 5 respectively. And finally, the derricks are being taken. Oh, no way to snipe this over the ridge. So unfortunate. You would need something with a longer range weapon. Oh, he's committing. That is a bad choice that had the engineer in it as well. Huge advantage now for Unano. I don't want to look at the combat tab after this. This was just by itself. Ranger is 600, engineer is 500, is 1100. This is such a costly loss. That's basically more than half an MCV's worth. Very, very risky, very bold, and a bold strategy, Cotton. It hasn't paid off in the slightest. So Unano firmly in the driver's seat for the time being, yet again. And his income should also spike a little more. Assets are ahead. He's got all the derricks in the world. And Upps is just building a macro refinery. Yeah, that was the right idea. Sometimes even if you don't scout, your gamer sense can tell you, okay, there's something up here. And right he was, because there was a precious, precious engineer that is sniped. Okay, there's a base push. I see how it's going this time around. First tank only out for Unano. So the tank count, he is behind. What is Upps doing with his MCV? Is he taking the third? Okay, this is going to be Battle of the Ages. And actually the army out of position for Unano. Let's see if that works out for him. Yep. Unano already has to sound the retreat, but fortunately no massive DPS units are chasing or pursuing the MCV. So it's getting a little freebie, a little leeway here, breathing room. Ranger still taking a bit of damage, but it is completely fine. Down it goes. And really wide front. Oh my goodness, the army from Upps is just trickling in. And this is such a good spot for the army of Unano. Just perfect positioning, a great concave. Oh, he's going to be able to obliterate this army. Just no contest. Hands down, that was a very one-sided engagement. Yikes! I think the army value was relatively even up to that point, and GG already being called. He could no longer sustain the middle position, and he felt like losing that position would have meant him being suffocated out of the game, I presume. Middle too strong here. Yeah, middle is very, very strong here. So, that was a great, sweet, and short series of matches that puts us at 2-0 for Unano. Good hustle from him. We're going to be back with more OpenRA casts, and also Shout Paradise is on the menu, as well as Combined Arms, if you guys and gals can send me the replays. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces, out.
Battle control terminated.